So how are you feeling in your decade of being 70s?
I feel great. I feel healthy. I feel happy. I feel more empathetic. I think as you get older, you appreciate small things.
Hey ladies, welcome back to my Fierce Aging series. Now this is an exciting episode because we did a live for you. So if you want to see this behind the scenes and how we film, you can go over to our live streams on YouTube or on our website, NikolBeauty.com, under live shows, and you're going to be able to see all the things that go on, all the mistakes, all of the fun things. And today we're going to be featuring Dawn. She's 73 years old, and we are just creating a beautiful look. Her big struggle is her eyebrows, so I'm teaching you how to really frame out your eyebrows, make your eyebrows look absolutely stunning, but very natural. Are you ready? Let's get this beauty started.
Excited. I'm going to do a beautiful look. We're going to do something that you don't have. You have Fresh Beauty now.
Yes.
So I wanted to go into strong brew for you. I'm going to start off with these bags are designer. These are my silicone eye masks that I created. And everybody knows, if you've been watching the series, why I created silicone eye masks. Not only can you reuse them multiple times, that's what I wanted. I didn't want you to have them sliding down your face, throwing them out, feeling like you were, having to keep purchasing. You can use them if you take care of them like over 100 times. Wow. So they really push in the moisture into your skin. I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Renutrieve. This is really a nice, just very lightweight eye cream. And then I'm going to use my cooling rolling ball. So you're going to get that depuffing, that coolness underneath the eye. And I almost do it a little thicker, so it's like a little mask. So while we chit chat, you're gonna have all of this being pushed into your eye area here. So you like that cooling roller ball.
Feels great.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it, but it fits right into your little tin. So you don't have it free and like loose around. So all I do is I take them off, and then I stick them on just like that. So now the serum has nowhere to go. It just goes into the skin. So 10, 15 minutes, have your coffee, enjoy having something to do the work for you. And then they'll stay on just like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so you get that hydration. So it's not like you're just putting the cream on and then thinking, oh gosh, I'm still dehydrated, or I don't really feel like it's prepped enough for my, just Peachy or my concealer. So this is exciting. So tell us, how old are you?
I'm 73, about to be 74 this summer.
So this summer. When's your birthday?
August.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
August what?
18th.
Oh, wonderful. So are you excited?
I am. I think it's wonderful.
Do you have plans for your birthday yet?
Not yet. I don't. But I like things to kind of come organically. So as we get closer to my birthday, come up with a plan.
Right. So there's not not a stressful thing. You're just going to roll with it. Right. That's wonderful. So how are you feeling in your decade of being 70s?
I feel great. I feel healthy. I feel happy. I feel more empathetic. I think as you get older, you appreciate small things.
Right.
Now,
what I always think is interesting, because I'm 49, and, I do think, because I'm with my more mature women in their 70s, 80s, 90s, and I really get to learn a lot. Did you ever think back at my age, like, I wonder what 73 would be like? I wonder how I would be in my 70s. Did you ever think about like decades in the future?
My mother aged very well, so it never was an issue related to age. It was more an issue about how healthy and how happy you are in each decade. And I think working in healthcare, I saw people that were in their 50s that were in very poor shape, and then people in their 80s that were in great shape. So no, the number was never the issue. It was more about their level of content and how healthy and happy they seem to be given any age.
That's something that I always think about because I don't think we do project into the future, right? We just land there and everyone says, even my mother, like, I can't believe that I'm in my 70s. Like, I don't feel it. I feel a lot of the ladies come on and say, I feel like I'm in my 30s and they're in their 70s or 80s. So it's a mentality too.
It is.
So how do you view your beauty in your 70s now? Like, how has it evolved for you?
I appreciate what I have in terms of my appearance. It is what it is. You know, I was an older mom.
Oh, you were?
I had my first son just shy of being 37.
Okay.
And my second son at 40.
Wow.
So I learned very early that no matter how much makeup I put on, I was going to be the old mom in the classroom. And so I just became who I was. And I simplified my routine. I've always used sunscreen and, you know, I try to take care of my skin. But I never wanted to overdo it and make it look like I was trying to be something I wasn't.
Right.
So I have accomplished that. I'm very comfortable as I've aged.
And what do you feel like your biggest struggle is now in your 70s when it comes to your features, your beauty, your application?
I would say having a glow but not looking shiny, especially in the humidity in Florida. My eyebrows, what to do with the eyebrows. And obviously the jawline, because I've never had an injection. I've never had any treatment. I believe in medi-spas, you know, with real extraction and maintenance. But I think the biggest challenge is just looking natural, looking fresh as your line provides, and feeling comfortable in your skin.
Well, I'm excited because I have a really great look for you. I'm going to address having like that luminous skin, not like greasy over the top, looking like, you know, because we walk outside, especially in the summer now here in South Florida with the humidity. I don't really think it's just the summer. We have this humidity, you know, we get some nice weather during more of the winter, but you just want to feel like you look refreshed, right? Like healthy. Healthy skin is really what you want. So I have some really great products. We're going to do some lashes. We're going to start with the brows. I think this is going to be a really good, I know it's going to be a little bit different for you with brow stencils.
Yes.
So I've created brow stencils for you. There's 4 different shapes that you can experiment with. You can do them thin, you can go bold. It just really depends. But it gives you, if you don't really know how to draw them on, if they're doing their own thing and laterally they're just not there, you have a template that will, so you feel more comfortable. Like, okay, this is to my bone structure and I'm going to teach you how to do that. We'll take off these bags or designer. Your positive mantra when you wake up in the morning and you say, you know what, I'm not going to focus in on, you know, that's why I created them. I would wake up and I would literally go, oh my gosh, did I have something really like salty or like what's happening? And then it would start that process of, oh no, like the negative talk. And so I thought, you know what, if I named them designer, you know, you take care of your designer clothing, bags, whatever it is, it'll give you more of that zest of starting off your morning positive. And I know I always say to women, if they feel like that's silly, they're not in my world here on Fierce Aging or in Nikol Beauty. Here we have these 4 brow stencils. So we have the bold arch, which clearly wouldn't be for you. So you can rule that out. Slim arch is the one I really like for you ladies because you do tend to have thinner brows. So this is really complimentary for you. Then we have a full arch, a little bit more like my brow, and then a classic arch. So I did create these myself. I drew them out because I was very specific doing brows in my treatment room and doing permanent makeup that I knew what was going to be realistic for you. These aren't just like random templates. So I created these because I wanted you to feel very empowered and that it would work for you. I'm going to take the taupe. This is going to be perfect for you. Not too dark, not too light for the brows. And then how you structure out your brow is going to be, you want to take the pencil, the outside of your nose here, just press it here and go straight up. So you're starting where you should be. Then you go the ball of the nose, you just go like a diagonal. That's where you should be arching. So your brow here is arch, you know, you do have hair there. And then you go to the corner of the nose, straight up line, to the corner of the eye, and then you can make a little mark. Sometimes I like to make it a little bit higher, as in shorter. I don't want to drag down the brow. So the brow doesn't have to be super long, but we're going to be working with hair that goes kind of straight up, right? So we want to create that balance for your brow. Same thing on this. You have a little bit less hair on this side. So you're starting and it dips down a little bit more. So we're going to help that brow a little bit, just making my little template so you would know where you place the stencil. So you have those 3 marks, where it starts, where it arches, and where it ends. So all you do is take the stencil and you just connect it to those points. So the arch is going to hit that little line, and then the tail will be right here. So you don't have to, this doesn't have to be perfect. This is your little outline. So you just put it on, and you sketch, so you know where the base is, just like this. I just want to sketch it out. So, okay, here we are. This is where I should be. When you take it off, you're going to see, all right, this is where my brow should be, and then I can fill it in on top of that. So it's not like you're holding this here, trying to do the whole brow in one little swoop. I just want you to be able to get the template going, know where the base is. You can alter it, don't worry. So it's just a little outline. That's what it is, it's a stencil. So there we go. We have this nice stencil. We'll see. This seems a little bit higher than this. We'll alter. Again, your brows are never going to be the same. I made this skinny brow pencil thin enough that you can get these really nice hair strokes. You can go heavier if you want to with more pressure. It's going to give you a darker application, or you're going to go lighter. If you feel like you've gone too dark, take the spoolie on the other end and just go through the brow. So I'm going to just nicely sketch this out. Again, this is going to look darker because she doesn't have any makeup on yet. You have to wait until everything comes together. But I need to define these brows. I need to make them with a little bit more shape. So I like to give this base at this first part. So you can see her brow was just going straight up before. We need to create that base at the bottom in order to anchor it.
So if in doubt, should you go with lighter color and press harder? Or do you go with a darker color and just feather it?
I would go with a lighter color and put more pressure.
Okay.
Because you don't want to have too dark of a brow, because then if you're not used to seeing brows to begin with,
right,
you want to go a little bit, you want to have this lighter, that's why the soft gray, you want to go light, and then you do have the range to go darker with that pencil.
Okay.
So this is a taupe. I can go as light as or as dark, okay, but I do want to get that structure. I don't want it to go on too dark right away. I want you to be able to build on it. So we had a little less hair on this side, which means that I just want to make them even for each other. We want to just make them as symmetrical as possible, but they're not going to be, which we already know. There is no perfection with brows. One dips down a little bit. You just want to give as much symmetry as possible.
Okay.
But we know that they're not going to be exactly the same. The facial structure is different on either side. So we just want to get that really beautiful framing first, and then we'll move on to the eyes. So I'm going to be using my eye primer. This is a beautiful product to help neutralize out the eye. So now your eyeshadow is going to look true. You're going to have your eyeshadow last all day. And this is a big thing for really any woman. It's not really just a mature woman. We have pigmentation on our lids. And as we age, it starts to get a little bit more prominent. Reds, blues, you might have sea veins. And so this will really, if you feel like your eyes just look dark, and you're like, oh gosh, what could I do? It's not the eyeshadow, it's the priming of the eye is first. That's what's gonna lift it first. Then when you put anything over it, you just get that brighter look to the eye. So that's really what you wanna do. And it's not a lot. You're just doing because you use this product, but we go from the base of the lash all the way up to the brow bone. So you can see just by doing this in the center for Dawn, how pigmented this area is and how that darkens up the eye. This is a wonderful, if you haven't been using an eye primer, this is going to be such a game changer for you. It's going to let everything just be placed properly, your eyeshadow, no matter what you're using. So you want to really lighten up the eye first and really get that great base. Now, I will say that if you have oily eyes, this is a really good thing to do. Take an Almay makeup pad that is not this is oil free, and just clean your eyes, or take one of those. I know like Cornicare has lid wipes. You want to really prep your eye first if they're really oily, because what's going to happen? You have an oily eye, you have cream product, and then you're trying to make that work. You want to clean the eyes first so that they don't have that oil sitting there while you're trying to put on a cream product. I find that to be very beneficial. Sometimes when I feel like, oh, I think my eyelids need a little help before I put on my eye primer. So you can see how dark that is right here. And you know, what I love is like, I feel like I'm just erasing pigmentation. Like it's so, I just said this on one of my other lives. It's like so gratifying when you do it and you're like, oh, that's better. That's the way it should look. So I've picked out our Strong Brew. This is a matte palette. I thought it'd be beautiful with Dawn's coloring, and she's been using Fresh Beauty, which is more of a sheen. So this will be different for her. Lots of range with our Strong Brew. These are gluten-free, talc-free, very silky, just beautiful, because you have this darker color that you can use as a liner. I made 2 brushes that I've designed for you in here. Easy application if you want to, and you don't have your brush set or you forgot about it. And I am working out of my Essential Makeup Brush Kit. This is 10 brushes. It's all you need. They are cruelty-free, ultra, ultra soft. Because I know you have the concealer, or you have the eyeshadow blending brush.
Yes.
Are you using these brushes? Because you don't have this brush set.
I don't have that brush set, but I am using the
little brushes here?
Yes.
And you feel like you're getting a good application?
Once I use the blending brush
I
at
see.
the end.
Okay, so this will be nice for you to experience all these different, this is your tools, because it'll make your job so much easier. You're not going to be struggling where it's like, oh, it's not going on as right. This is our flat eyeshadow brush. It says shadow brush on it. I call it flat because it's literally like a flat eyeshadow brush. I'm going into the middle color, and what I do is I just press down on it. I'm not doing a lot of movement. They don't have a lot of fallout, but I do want to be more precise when I'm applying the eyeshadow, because I don't want too much. I want to go into just that middle. I like to go into the middle, and then I just taper it down. So I know how much I have on the brush and how much is going on the eye. So I'm just going to, I like to press it in too, because I want to place it. I'm not just doing a fluffy, like I don't really care. I do care, and it's not a lot of steps because you only have 3 colors. Maybe you use 1 color. Maybe you use just 2. I mean, just a beautiful light and lightweight color. This is not going to be feeling like you have a lot of product on your eyes. But I have to tell you, if you are, working with all different types of colors, you really want to be intentional when you apply your makeup. This is a very everyday look for you, very polished, very, daytime. It could be professional, could be going out. You can build upon it.
Okay.
So this is a great palette that's very universal in the sense that it's nude, it's going to be matte. You can do a lot of things with it. You don't have to feel that. I'm going to just put a little bit more right here. You don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, like am I out of the range that I should be in? No, this is really beautiful. I think it looks dynamite on my ladies. So I'm going to turn the brush over, go into the lightest color, just dust the brow bone. Now we're going to take my short smudge brush, go into the darkest color. Now we're going to make a little contour. We're just going to define the eyes just a little bit. And what I like to do is I like to go to the base of the lash, and then I'm going to work my way up. Just open your eye a second. Okay, so I want to see where this is going to be placed. I want to make sure that I'm going right above the little hooding. So I'm going to give you I want you to, I'm going to be looking at her and I'm going to see this, pushing this back above that little crease. So I want to, and don't worry, there's a lot of product here. We're going to work with that when we take the eyeshadow blending brush, but I want this to be higher. I don't want to go just right on that skin. Does that make sense? I'm just going above it a little bit. I'm like cheating. So I'm almost like giving it that depth above it. So it's not, so we're kind of concealing it in a way. Again, nothing on the skin. I can take the Almay pad, clean up very, very easily. So I don't have to worry if I'm experimenting. Okay, let me see. I'm going to go up a little bit higher, comes out a little bit. I can clean that up. So this is what is nice because I want to create more of that dimension. Just look down, please. Right in here, right above. And I want enough product because I'm going to blend out. And the blending brush is such a wonderful shadow brush. I do sell it individually, and that's how you have it without having the actual makeup brush set. But this is my eyeshadow blending brush. This is what's going to make, like you're looking at this and thinking, oh my gosh, there's so much makeup on and how could that actually come together? This, because it is this really nice soft and wispy brush, it's not dense, it's going to be able to help make that look super professional. And what I do is, you can see, I'm pushing it towards the nose, right? I don't want to take this product and take it out. So what I want to do is, I'm just swirling and then bringing it in. Again, not a ton of pressure. Again, I want this to stay where it is. I don't want to blend it all out, but I do want it to look no demarcation, nice and soft. And then go right up into here, blend it out. And then if you ever feel, oh my gosh, this is just too much, Nikol, like, I don't know what to do. I'll show you in a minute what we can do. It's really a nice, fun trick. You can take it down just a tad. This would be more of like now going into an evening. All you do, just kind of darken up with that third color for an evening look. You already have your makeup on. All you have to do is go into a darker kind of application, a little bit more makeup. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just take my Almay pad, take one of the pads out, I wrap it around my finger, and then I just lift it up right here, going right to the end of the eye, and I bring it up. So you get that nice crisp. I did show you on another live that I did that you can use these bags are designer, put it on so it's right here and do your eye makeup. And then when you take it off, it's nice and crisp. Instead of the tape, it's the same kind of concept, but that's another way you can use it.
That's a great idea.
I always want you to have multiple ways of being able to use your product. So I'm going to just swirl this a little bit more. And the nice thing is you can swirl for days and you're not going to irritate your eyes because they're very soft. The brushes, it's not going to be. Now, if you felt like you did too much, makeup right there, like, oh gosh, I got a little carried away with my beautiful definition, you can take the lightest color, just take your shadow brush, you can tap into it, and then all you have to do is just bring it down. It's almost like you're giving it a little curtain, like pantyhose, right? Just taking it down just a tad, where you're like, okay, let me just take it down, soften it up a little bit. You don't have to start over. You don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, I made a big mistake. You're never making mistakes. Take our waterproof dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate because it's not black, but giving you just enough darkness, right? You get that definition, but you don't feel like it's like, oh my gosh, it's just
Exactly.
it's just too hard. It's too harsh. So I made these nice and creamy waterproof. So if you do have teary eyes, it's wonderful. Look down. And then what I do is I go right to the base of the lash and I do little strokes. I'm not trying to take it across the whole lid in one swoop. I like to lift up. I always talk about just lifting up a little bit because I want the eye to go up, right? I'm always wanting everything to come up. So on this eye here, it comes out a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to take my Almay pad and I'm going to just sweep it up so we don't have this line bringing the eye down. I always want the eye coming up. So I can always, doesn't matter if I feel like I made a little mistake, I'm taking it, and it's always like on an angle. So you can see it's not coming down. I want that to come up. Now you see I didn't really go tapering it all the way in. A lot of my ladies have a hard time with steady hands. So this is what I call my eraser brush. It's not called that on the handle. It's called the short smudge brush, but I feel like it erases all the mistakes. I'm just going to go right across just like this. And it smooths everything out. So it doesn't look super harsh. I can bring it in a little bit. You got to work a little quickly because it is waterproof. It will set up. So you don't have a lot of time to really maneuver it. Let's just nicely. How does this feel on your lid? Does it feel soft or does it feel irritating?
No, feels very soft.
Okay, so that's my big thing. So now, right eye has a little bit more eyeshadow or eyeliner. Left eye, we're just going to even that out. Look down. I'm going to put a little bit more here so I can get the same look on either eye and take that smudge brush and go back over it. We're going to go in with the Volume Up Mascara, my favorite mascara for mature women because I designed it to have this little wand with all these teeth that grab your lashes and that just pulls them out and keeps them up. That is such an important aspect. I personally think mascara makes or breaks your day.
Yes.
I mean, you could do all of the things, but you want those lashes, whatever you have, to be up, right? Like you want to see them. And that's what I really wanted this to do. So I go to the base, grab the lashes like on the comb, and then I just pull up. So I do go slow because I want all these little guys that I have too. Like they always get missed if you go really fast. And this is not a very big area. You're going to get, it's like front loading. So you go to that base, deposit a lot of that mascara, and then bring it up. As it feels like I'm drawing your eye out because the comb is keeping it up. But this is nice. You don't pump into the tube either. Just want to go to the base and bring it up. See, it really, you can feel it, right? Getting all those lashes.
Oh, yes. And the brush is so important.
You have the left eye done, lifting those lashes, and then this eye here, the lashes are just straight, non-existent in a way, just like mine. My lashes are like, they kind of go straight, and then when you pull them out, you're like, oh, there you are.
Okay.
I'm so happy, because I wanted you to feel like you had that fringe, you had that false eyelash look without doing the eyelashes, but we will do those today.
Oh, good.
Because it's special for you. You can do your bottom lashes if you want to. I really don't. Okay. I will do a little, let's just do a little eyeliner to the base of your lashes just to give you that balance. So what I do is I'll just go to the underneath the lashes here. I do like 3/4 and then I'll take the short smudge brush and I'll just kind of give it a little bit more of that softer look. I don't really like a hard line underneath the eyes, but I do want some balance. I feel like you're missing something if you don't have the liner underneath. Not a strong liner. Take the short smudge brush and just do a nice little soft sweep. So you have it, but it's not like overly defined.
Okay.
I'm using Ardell 420s. This is my standard go-to. They're natural, they're wispy, they don't look heavy, and I think they're really, really beautiful. Sometimes I'll cut them down if they're too long for my guest. I don't want them to be, again, dripping down. I'll cut them a little bit short, just depends. But we'll see. We'll see today. I have to just measure. Okay, so we're going to take our Just Peachy. This is a color corrector for darkness, grays, blues. So not a lot do I see on Dawn's skin, but she does say she has rosacea. So we're gonna be using the No Redness. This is really nice just to lighten up those cheeks because we use a color corrector because we don't want the concealer to work that hard. I mean, the concealer can't conceal everything. So if we neutralize out the skin first, and then we put on the concealer, the BB cream, the foundation, serum foundation, whatever you're using, it is going to look more true. You want to have that beautiful skin. It's completely achievable, ladies. You just have to know how to use your color correctors. So many women don't use color correctors, and it's such a dramatic difference, but you have to prep the skin properly. With that said, let me just do for the face our Fiercely Smooth. This is going to really smooth out the skin. It's going to prep the skin, give it a little hydration. I didn't put on, usually I would put on a face serum. We're gonna just do a little Fiercely Smooth. We want a smooth complexion. And sometimes my little airless pump needs a little help. You just have to keep pumping him. And then I'll take my, this is called foundation brush. I call it my flat foundation brush because it's flat. And then I will just do, you can apply this with your hands if you want to, but I'm gonna just put it on the face. So while we work on the under eyes, this will be set up. It's like cooling. You get a little burst of that fresh feel, you know, nice and smooth. I mean, you can just put it on T-zone if you feel like you have texture there. You can put it on your whole face. It's really up to you on how you put it. You don't need a lot though. It's not like, it's not a big, you know, you want a nice thin layer. All right, so let's start off with the Just Peachy. You'll see it's a peach color. It's like a crayon, rolls from the bottom, has shea butter in it. That's why you don't want a really heavy eye cream because you're gonna get a lot of slip and slide. So what I do is I go right up into, I see a little bit of purples, see a little bit of reds underneath here. It's fine. Go into that inner corner, go underneath the eye, bring it down. And it really depends on where your pigmentation is. Sometimes it's, you know, just a couple little spots. I will just go over it like this. It's almost like it erases it. Just put it like this, and then we'll work it in, maybe a little spot here, right here. And then we'll do the same thing over on this side. Go up into that corner. You know, you have those blues that like to hang out there because of the shadowing and everything. Now, what I can do is just let that set a second. I can take my No Redness for the red areas on our skin. So what I like to do is just, I like to stripe it like this. See this little red area here? Let's just cancel it out, just like that. I don't think, we have a couple little broken capillaries here, not a biggie. Maybe a tiny bit here. Just do that. And it's really color theory. I mean, that's what we're doing, right? So on the color wheel, you have the red and the green, they cancel each other out. That's why we do this, to just really, it's really wonderful for women that have the rosacea. We had Jo, we had that, we used the No Redness on her. She really had a lot of that flushing, that redness, and it really just nicely neutralized it out. It helps, you know, it just really gives you a little boost. I'm taking the foundation buffing brush very, very simply. I made the head so you can get around that eye, that space, so it's not going into the hair. This is really going to be just enough. You can do it with your fingers too if you want to, if you feel like, oh, the heat of my finger is nice. Again, your application, your rules, you're the one that's able to do this the way it should be on your face, your bone structure, your pigmentation spot. So I'm just working this in very nicely to neutralize out, as you can see. And you don't have to worry about a green cast or anything like that. When you put over your BB cream, it just beautifully works together. Now I'm gonna take the concealer brush and just work the Just Peachy underneath. Again, I want you to notice the way I'm using the brush. It's going to be more of a wispy. It's not trying to be aggressive with the skin. I'm not trying to displace the product. The product needs to stay right where I put it. So it's almost like a little tapping, but also a little just nice soft sweeping. So we don't want to get too crazy moving our skin around. You know, we just want to place it right there. We're going to take the BB cream. This is in light and beautiful formulation. Now, when you're speaking of greasy and like glossy, I made it semi-matte, not matte, because I don't want to dull out the skin.
Right.
But I don't want you to feel at 2 o'clock, you're like going to go like this and the whole, like your whole face is going to come off, or you feel like it hasn't set up. I wanted you to feel like, oh good, beautiful, silky, my complexion, but better, but not greasy and shiny and feeling like, oh gosh, like I can't control it. That's what I wanted for you. But matte would be, just don't really love that matte look. Now you can add a little bronzer in here, liquid bronzer, maybe one of your favorites if you want to kind of warm it up. You can do a lot of different things. I'm going to make sure that the head of the foundation buffing brush has the product on it, not on just like one side, because you want to have an even application. Again, the reason why it's called buffing, it's like you're buffing it into the skin. You're doing like these nice round kind of movements. I'm going to get over here. Can't always see with the light on that side. Make sure I get your hand. Take it down on the neck. Now, a BB cream is very forgiving. You know, this isn't something that you have to match exactly. I mean, we have 4 colors. We have fair, light, medium, and tan. Mix and match. You know, it's going to give you a beautiful complexion, but it's not going to be heavy, and it's not going to feel like you're wearing a mask. I mean, that's what I really wanted for you to feel. I have beautiful skin, but I don't feel like I have this. I don't look at myself in the mirror and say, oh gosh, like what did I do? It's not me. Like, I don't want you to ever say, oh, this isn't me. I want you to feel really confident. It's like the go-to. Makes your skin look really beautiful. And when you bring it down, it's seamless. It's not like you're, oh wow, this is like a completely different color.
Okay.
I can do 2 things. I'm going to do a little, I was going to say classic peach glow that I know you have. I wanted to switch it up for you. This is creme brulee. It's a hybrid bronzer. It's cut with that cream and the bronzer. You don't feel like you're going to be putting on like just brown on your, you know, like you don't know what you're doing. So it's very soft. This also has shea butter in it. I'm going to take my angled concealer. This is a blush bronzer. It's angled, so you can also use this for eyeshadow.
Oh.
Yep, you can swirl it. Just
Nice.
if you're wanting to get out the door, I'm gonna just swirl and get a beautiful, this is talc-free, gluten-free also. It's very, very beautiful. And then we're going to go, this is a nice cheat. If you don't know where to put your bronzer, go to the top of your ear and go straight down, just like this. So that could be your guide. So I'm going to work it up. I don't wanna work it down. I just want to have a really nice soft, I want to have some contour there, but I don't want too much. Another trick, ladies, if you feel that, oh my gosh, I put on too much, your foundation buffing brush still has the BB cream on it. Go back and just say, oh, you know what? Just want to lighten that a little bit. Maybe I just take it down just a tad. You can do that also. So you don't have to think, oh, put on too much, I got to start over. Keeping it simple for you also, I'm going to just swipe on a cream blush. This is St. Bart's beautiful petally pink, just very nice. Now again, I've told you before, I've taught you this little trick. Swipe on from the actual tube, you're going to get more of a powerful color. You want more of a wash, take your flat foundation brush, go to the top. I'll show you the 2 different. We'll go here, smile, and we'll work it up. It's going to be very light because I'm taking it from the bullet to the stick to the brush to the skin. Now, if we wanted a little bit more powerful, we can take it right from the little stick here. See that? Work it in, work it back, smile. The heat of your hand kind of melt it right into the skin. And you'll have 2 different looks. You can see more powerful color here, if that's what you're looking for, a little bit less over here. We want to even them out, so I'm gonna just take this, put a little bit more there. Again, if you feel like, oh my gosh, I just placed it wrong, or it's a little too low, or everyone's telling me that I have to place it a certain way, which makes me like a little crazy, just take your foundation buffing brush again and say, all right, you know what, let me just bring it up a little bit. Like, oh, I don't want it to be so low. Just really depends.
Like a little eraser.
It's just, you know, you just work with it, but you still want the color there. Still really pretty. Just depends. Depends on how, I just don't like to do blush like here. Like when you smile and you're going to run and you get flushed, this is where you're going to see, that's natural. That's why I want this just to look like it's coming through the skin. I'm going to be taking the Rosé All Day lip liner, waterproof, really beautiful. We want to structure out the lips. I love strong brew with a really pretty lip. And so we are going to just naturally line the lips. Might bring it up just a tad because that is what I like to do. Not overlining. the first thing I just thought about, because I was getting a tiny bit of drag, we need to moisturize your lips with a little rose lip balm. Can you feel your lips are a little dry down here?
Yes.
Okay. So it always will go on much smoother when you prep your lips. I always get so excited. I'm like skipping steps. But this is our rose lip balm. Beautiful product to hydrate the lips. Wear it all day. Wear it when you feel like your lips really need to have that moisture, or before you do your lip liner or your lipstick. You don't want to have dry lips when you're doing a beautiful color. Fill it in just a little bit so it's kind of like almost, it's going to be more stain power, but it's almost like you can use this as a lipstick also. That's why the rose lip balm is such a great asset. Now we're going to use our, actually I can. I always pick this color for my ladies in their 70s because I think I have something with 70s and yes, actually I can. Actually I can do that.
There you go.
Right?
I'm game.
That's, I don't know. I said I've seen a common theme here with my ladies that I always feel that, you know, these positive mantras, like you're at the age where, oh no, you know, I want to go back into the workforce. Well, actually I can. There is something for you. Oh, you know what? I want to take up this hobby, but no, I'm too old or I'm too this. Actually I can. Mm-hmm. So I want that to be the mantra for all my ladies, but especially when you are feeling that you're being kind of pushed out by age, whatever that is, you can say to yourself, no, actually I can. And that's where you start the movement. That's where you start the process. We are going to add the champs. This was named because I love champagne, and it, you know how they always do the champagne as a topper in some cocktails, and it just adds that extra. This is what that does for you. Okay. It's called champs, and it's going to give you that little extra sparkle. And it's not sparkle. I guess I should, you know, I know everybody's very triggered with certain words when we're more mature, but this is going to give you that beautiful. See, it just gives you that pop to the lip. I'm going in just the center. So we're doing it like this, not a lot, just very pretty. It just gives you that extra. Wear actually I can alone, or just pop it with a little champs. So I'm going to be using the Nikita Banana. I'm going to take our clean eyeshadow blending brush, and this is going to be really nice. This is the soft set that I did on YouTube. This is going to be just roll your brush into the brightening powder, Nikita Banana. And then I go underneath the eye. I'm just setting this so you get that really nice, very lightweight setting powder underneath, brightening still. Not a ton, but it's going to help, especially for us here in South Florida. I have to do this underneath my eyes. And sometimes I'll do a little like, okay, you know what, my T-zone, sometimes get just a little bit, and then I'll do it like that. I have a new Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. It's from Tasha, and this is really beautiful. It's a very fine mist, but it's going to just complete that look for you and give your skin that little extra. So we're going to use this today. Something a little different. Just close your eyes. And it does just a tad, not a lot. Right. Doesn't feel heavy. Doesn't feel like it squirts on your face, which I can't stand when you do that and then you feel wet and then you're like, I just ruined my makeup. So this has been really nice. It's very like light and just really beautiful. Now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take a look.
Okay.
See your final look.
Okay.
See how you feel. If you feel like yourself, you feel like you're enhanced.
Okay. Oh my. Oh, that's nice.
What do you think about your lashes?
I think they're quite glamorous.
Yes. But
quite
guess
glamorous.
What? It'll take you 10 minutes to just settle in and then say, mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes, because it's always a shock when you don't see that. And plus your brows, remember. We didn't really have brows, and then we have these lashes. So this is what always happens with all of, like, especially with my brides that didn't really wear a stitch of makeup. Gosh. I said, we have to do lashes for pictures. You have to do them. They're like, I don't want to. I put them on. They're like, whoa, no. Yeah. And I said, give me 10 minutes and then tell me if you don't like it. And then they're like, I love them. I said, I know. Because it's just the process. You have to, It's a little bit like it's a lot, but it's totally gorgeous. Granted, it's not your everyday look, but this could be a birthday look.
Sure.
All the makeup could be your birthday look. Lashes are extra special.
Okay. Okay. I agree. I like the eyebrows.
Taupe's great for you. Go darker, you can go lighter. It's up to you.
Okay. And my skin looks great.
Doesn't
Whose skin is this?
I know. It looks so beautiful. It's like that just enough. You got
Right.
enough of that kind of gloss in a way,
Right.
but not like, what did you do?
Right.
It's too
Exactly.
much.
Exactly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's such a great job. I love it.
Thank you.
Now, no concealer.
I didn't. You know why? Because you don't have a lot underneath your
Okay.
eyes. So why do we don't
So
need
the
to
corrector
the just
was
peachy?
enough.
Yes. And some days I can just get away with just peachy. Other days I'm like, oh, there is some darkness still, so I'll dot on the concealer.
Okay.
But see, if I don't feel like you need it, I don't need to add
That's
it.
great.
Yeah, you don't have to do all the steps if you don't want to. And that's a really good, that's a really good takeaway, ladies, is that, I know some ladies come on, they see the makeup, they're like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. You don't have to use it all. But when you know all your techniques and you know how to use the makeup, it's an asset for you. You enjoy it. You're like, oh, you know what? Today I don't need that concealer. I'm good. Or you know what? Today it's going to be the double day. Maybe you had a late night or you didn't sleep well or what have you. So you have those options. But it's always about curating your makeup, having just what you need and using everything that you do. It doesn't make sense to have a ton of stuff and then not use it.
Right. Right.
Because we're in that era of, I want to bring my best self forward. I don't want to spend all this time and then feel like I'm not doing the best job. When you have your selected, curated collection, you know exactly how it all works. I know you have Nick Ray.
Yes.
So you could be like, you know what, today I feel like that's the color I feel like today. Or you're like, you know what, actually, Ken, I feel like that's my mood. I need a little bit of a brighter lip. Because you have Aperitif and you have Nick Ray. So I wanted to bring you up a notch.
Okay.
Because actually, Ken is that a little bit of that brighter pink, but it's not bright. It's not our new color Fleur that's coming out.
Oh, okay.
That's more of a fuchsia. So that's a little much for you, but I would say you could mix that if you wanted to. There's a lot of options if you're looking for brightening the skin, brightening the lip. And again, you know what you do if you don't like it? You take it off.
And you start again.
Yes, you're not committed to it. That's what's so great about this. So ladies, I'm so happy that you got to join us. You got to see everything that we do here, the hotness, everything that goes on. I'm just melting. And I'm just really thrilled that you came and you shared your beauty. You shared what you thought. What is one takeaway you could tell the ladies if they are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, not yet into the 70s decade? What advice would you say to them about beauty and life and living?
I would say to relax. Let life come to you. You don't have to plan everything out because a lot of times the best laid plans don't work, as we know. And you need to just be open to something new, and whatever comes along, you have to embrace it. And don't be afraid of it. Know what works for you. Simple is the best. And just be appreciative that you have the opportunity. Stay healthy.
I love that. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. It's always encouraging to me. It just really, you ladies, keep me going with just, everything that goes on in our generation. You know what I mean? It's tougher now when it comes to beauty and all the things. And I think that you ladies really shine a really breath of fresh air on aging, mindset, working out, traveling, tragedy, all of the things. It's all part of it. So I'm so happy that you got to experience this. We're so thrilled and just honored that we have guests like you that come on Fierce Aging and have just such beautiful faces and really encourage all of us around the world.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Nikol.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. And ladies, until my next video, we'll see you later.